From the shores of Malibu where the waves are pumping, to the Great Wall of China, and back to the streets of Chicago, Illinois, where the UFC is coming. We are live. This is It's Time Radio, the show where we talk about what you think about, but may be afraid to voice. Do not worry, we'll talk about it for you. We talk about it all in It's Time: sex, drugs, rock and roll, politics, UFC, entertainment, and a lot coming up in the UFC world, which we're going to discuss today and more. And here I am with my co-host, producer, TJ DeSantis. TJ, how are you?
I'm good, Buff. I'm not coming to Chicago, which is always a bummer. I don't know if you get access to this, but Chicago has there's always food in like the media room. I don't know if you ever go in there, but like in Chicago, the media room has an ice cream bar, like all you can eat ice cream.
I thought you were going to say you're going to miss the great restaurants in Chicago, and which there are, and you're talking
absolutely.
about the ice cream in the arena.
I mean,
No, I didn't know that because
I got something on my mind today, Buff. I want some ice cream. What can I say? It's hot, especially out here in Vegas. Oh my God.
You scream, we all scream for ice cream. Listen, I love ice cream just like the next person, but when I'm announcing, right, people go, well, here's a cold bottle of water.
Right.
No, you don't drink cold water. You don't drink cold beverages. You got to drink room temperature or warm green tea, whatever, for obvious reasons. So the ice cream will be out of my repertoire, let's say during the show. Maybe after the show, I'll stop by for a little scoop.
There you go.
There we go. That'll be. Thank you, TJ, for that little tidbit for the arena. And let's see.
Behind the scenes stuff. That's what people want to hear. They want to hear about things like that.
United Center Ice Cream in Chicago, Illinois. Okay, well, everybody's got that on their note. I wonder if they sell it up, but of course they sell ice cream up in the concession area.
Oh, yeah, they sell it. I mean, you get a credential. You get all you can eat for free.
What's the big food? You know, Philadelphia is a cheesesteak.
Right.
Chicago is Chicago pizza, right?
Yeah, also they're known for like a beef sandwich, like a loose meat beef sandwich, or of course the ever legendary Chicago dog.
What is legendary about the Chicago dog?
You get it. It's a hot dog with like I think there's tomatoes, a certain kind of relish, and then it comes with a pickle.
Very cool. You know, when it comes to hot dogs, you know what I eat?
What do you eat?
Completely plain.
I'm with you. Yeah,
I just like it
beef dog
completely plain.
Yeah. I'll sprinkle in some mustard maybe every once in a while, but a lot of people get on me for being a picky eater. There's nothing wrong with a good dry hot dog.
No, maybe a little touch of mayo, but that's it. At the most,
mayonnaise.
Really, just a touch. I'm not really a mustard guy. I mean, I do enjoy some good. The mayonnaise I buy like avocado mayonnaise and non-mayonnaise mayonnaise. I buy healthy mayonnaise.
Sounds like you buy bougie mayonnaise.
What's bougie? What's that?
It's like classy.
Maybe I did. I don't know. It's anyway. It's in the fridge somewhere.
Like I said, I don't really like a lot of condiments, so.
No, I don't either. But except on my Philly cheesesteaks. Because I like the onions, I like the peppers.
Oh yeah.
I even like the Boston Bomb version of the cheesesteak where they put on, I think it's ham or some kind of meat that they add along with the other. And they don't call it a Boston Bomb for nothing because it is a bomb once it hits your stomach.
I bet.
Yeah.
And I bet you'd be bombing your local bathroom in short order.
Right, exactly. Well, speaking of the bomb, let's talk about the bomb of the week. Huge news. Listen, we just came off an ESPN deal that was $1.5 billion for 3 years, if I'm not correct.
A little bit more than that, I think. I think it was 4.
But it was like $500,000 a year, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Half billion a year.
$500 million a year. $500 million a year. Am I correct in that?
Correct.
Okay. So now the UFC just signs what probably is one of the biggest deals ever, I think, paid for a television show.
Yeah, I mean, $7.7 billion over 7 years. That's unheard of in mixed martial arts. I think stick and ball sports, they might do a little bit better than that, but we're talking about, team sports that are ingrained in Americana. MMA, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think the UFC is a part of Americana. I mean, there's talk about going to the friggin' White House. But with that said, a combat sport, the UFC is still breaking the mold in so many ways. And yeah, I was floored, Buff, when I saw $1.1 billion per year. That's a pretty great number.
Well, I was floored because I was happy for the UFC. I was happy for the sport of MMA. I was happy for the powers that be, and I was happy for me, being part of the overall package. Although that doesn't mean anything for me financially, beyond
Right.
what's going on. I mean, I'm very well taken care of by UFC, but I hope it transpires into, which it will, into more eyeballs coming into the sport. It has
Yeah.
to. It's going to make it bigger. It's going to create more avenues of income for the UFC. It's going to create, hopefully, more avenue of income for the fighters. Now, there are some people online that I've seen, from Brendan Schaub to others, are saying, no, pay-per-view model, it's bad for the fighters, it's bad for whatever. But that remains to be seen.
Yeah. No,
People have
I'm
to
pretty
understand.
optimistic about it.
Pardon me.
I'm pretty optimistic about it. I mean, I understand we're so ingrained in this pay per view culture, and Dana still said that there might be room for pay per views somewhere
Yeah.
within all of this. But one thing I think that people fail to realize is the pay per view model is pretty much a United States thing. If you live in the UK, you pay for a channel, a monthly fee that you get all the UFC events on. This Paramount deal is very much like that. You have Paramount Plus, you get every UFC show. There are some concerns that you mentioned Brendan Schaub had about athletes not getting more money. Well, they actually are. Dana said that the bonuses are going to go up. No number was given on what those bonuses would actually equate to, but I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because the MMA community is so protective of the sport, Buff. But every time there's an announcement made, there's a pretty loud, I won't say majority, but there's a pretty loud group of the MMA community that just dooms and glooms everything right away. And I was disappointed to see that, but I don't think you're going to find too many casual fans or even hardcore fans that are going to be upset about not having to buy a pay-per-view week in and week out, on these big numbered events.
No, absolutely. And the thing is that I think this is going to benefit all. I mean, look, these keyboard warriors, all respect to you, keyboard warriors, that have something to say about anything and everything, right?
Right.
The bottom line is they're not the ones making the deal. They're not the ones paying the paychecks. They're not the ones cutting the tab and the huge cost worldwide that it costs to put on and run this huge machine called the UFC. And the powers that be and the public owners and TKO and everybody have a right to make money. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what they're in business for. And let's face it, with the exception of a couple of situations, nobody pays more than the UFC to fighters, right? In MMA.
Correct.
And, young fighters coming in, starting off at what I think is 12 and 12, 12,000 a show and 12 to win. If not mistaken, that's still the same.
Correct. Yep.
Much higher than any boxing undercards, the young boxers coming in. And
let's
that
just
from
talk
what
about
you do.
MMA. Let's just talk about MMA for a second, Bruce.
Oh,
because I don't
it's
think-
astronomically more than any young MMA fighter gets coming out.
When you get that first UFC payday and say you win your fight, you're talking about making more money in one fight than you've ever made in probably a year fighting outside of the UFC. And, you can get into that all you want to. You can pick that apart if you want to. I don't think that the UFC does really anything unfair when it comes to pay. You kind of get what you make, you eat what you kill, and, that's going to be the model that I think MMA and most of combat sports, because you mentioned boxing, the guys that are making those huge paydays in boxing, they have to establish themselves. And more importantly, Bruce, in boxing, they have to be perfect. If they literally stumble twice in their career on the way up, good luck getting one of those paydays, or good luck getting, a grade A top shelf opponent that actually wants to risk their record against someone who lost 2 fights, which is crazy in mixed martial arts. I mean, you can lose 2 fights in a year and still come back and become like fighter of the year if you have 2 better fights on the back end of the year.
Well, all respect to the boxers, but, just like in business, it's the top 2%,
Yeah,
give or
100%.
take, that are making the money. And, when you think about the pay-per-view model, a pay-per-view is probably, in my guesstimate, to really benefit and be a huge bonus, it's got to be like 250,000 or more buys,
Yeah, I mean, I believe that's right.
depending on what they're getting. And listen, I am all about the fighters. I would love every fighter to make $1 million plus every time they step in the octagon, putting their blood, sweat, and tears and their lives on the line.
Yep.
But they are paid well. Dana said he promises changes to fighter pay and bonuses, after this deal. Whatever that might be, it need not be made public. And I'm very confident that Dana, the powers that be, and everybody are going to take good care of the fighters. and the fighters
Yeah.
are going to, go and do the thing. And if there is 3 or 4 pay-per-view potentially in the next year, obviously that's going to be for huge, huge cards, which, very possibly could be like a card like in guesstimation, the White House card,
Right. Yeah,
which is going to be a
100%.
huge card. And
Just to the reach of Paramount, I don't think people really understand what that means as well. I mean, these shows on CBS, I know network television doesn't mean what it once did, but still to be on network television, I know they've done ABC cards and Fox cards in the past, but to get to, another one of the major network platforms like CBS, that still means something, even in 2025.
well, I'll tell you what it leaves. And again, I say this all the time about the fighters is that, and this is why I'm emphasize, the role model status and handle yourself well in your interviews and everything inside and outside the octagon. It's the ancillary deals that come from what you're doing inside the octagon. The sponsorship deals. Like we had Jason House on last week, and when his fighter won that fight, the phone didn't stop ringing, right?
Yeah.
Now there's going to be more eyeballs on it, so those sponsorship deals potentially can become even more lucrative than they've been for people that receive them. Right.
Yeah.
Even in
100%.
a case for somebody like me,
Yeah. I mean, that's another great point. We're talking about Paramount, CBS.
John Anik and everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to call, maybe they're still called Viacom. I don't know. But that is a network of so many different networks.
Yeah.
And, like you said, I think for yourself, for Anik, for other personalities involved with the UFC, not just fighters, there are a lot of opportunities that come with that.
Sure. Exactly. I'm just happy to see it happening. All this means is that the sport is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and now many more eyeballs are going to come in, which is going to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. So the future's golden, and what will happen will happen. So thank you, Paramount, right? And what is Paramount?
Yeah.
Paramount Plus is $12.99 a month, I think it is,
Yep.
to get all that. I don't know how many
Yeah,
shows.
you get a ton with it as well. I've had Paramount Plus for probably 2 or 3 years now at this point. There's a bunch of documentaries on there. Like, I'm a weirdo buff. Like, when I watch TV, it's my high school me would have punched me in the face because all I watch is like educational programming and documentaries. And I've been down the rabbit hole of Paramount Plus for many years, long before this UFC deal got done. So a pretty strong streaming option for you gets even stronger.
It's pretty incredible. What we're talking about is basically 13 marquee events and 30 fight nights, roughly 43 events, right?
Yep.
That's just going to be amazing. I mean, when you think about it. And at Paramount also, too, for people, I mean, I watch Dexter on Paramount, which is one of my favorite shows, South Park, with the recent episodes they've been having, which are pretty wild. There's a lot of good programming. So, I mean, I recommend Paramount like I recommend Netflix.
Yeah, I'm a huge Big Brother fan. I don't know if you've ever watched that show.
I've noted it. I've never really watched it. I think I watched a little bit with what was it, Mickey Rourke when he was on recently.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just
I
because
firmly believe you could win that show. I don't know if you would do it, Buff, but I think you could win that show.
I appreciate it, but that's not for me.
We
Is
should
that what
take
you're
one
like? Is that what like you're in a house with a bunch of other people, right?
Yeah, on TV 24/7.
I'm confident I could win it. Would I want to do it? I don't think so.
Yeah, well, honestly, I mean, not to say you don't need the money. $750,000 is a good chunk of change, but when you
Wait a minute,
consider,
750,000? Okay, maybe I'll consider it.
but it's 3 months, Buff. 3 months locked inside a house.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. Raise that pay. I'll think about it.
All right, there you go.
No, I personally, it's not for me. At this stage of my life, I would not want to be in the same house for 3 months with a variety of personalities. God knows what could happen. I probably want, honestly, with all the fun and stuff like that, I've been offered reality show in the past.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you have.
I like
know
my
about
private
that.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's as simple as that.
I mean, that's the thing. People are so thirsty that they're, I mean, no one in their right mind says, sure, even for $750,000, lock me up in a house with, 15 other people for 3 months.
That's
no one in
if
their
you
right mind
win.
says yes to that.
But that's if you
Yeah.
win.
Right. If you don't win, there's got to be some sort of compensatory consideration for these people to leave their jobs behind, but not enough to live with someone for 3 months and also be on television because they're streaming the feeds 24/7. You can watch that on Paramount Plus. It's weird. I also feel a little bit too voyeuristic when I watch those feeds. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I like to watch the the post package show and where it's all edited and stuff, where I don't feel like I'm so much eavesdropping as I actually am. But
Right.
yeah, I couldn't do it.
All right. Well, kudos to you. So you're not doing it, and I'm not doing it, but nobody's offering us it. So
That's true. That is
there we
true.
go. It'd be interesting if they had like an MMA Big Brother show with a
Well,
lot
I
of.
mean, Misha Tate was on the celebrity version 2 or 3 years ago, and she won the whole thing.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
Misha's personality, I could see that. I can see that
Yeah,
happen.
absolutely. She's likable, but she'll also beat the crap out of you, which is kind of what you need to be on that show.
It's a good combination to have walking around in this world in which we live, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about, before we get some news points here, let's talk about UFC 319. This is a big show, okay? And I was doing the cards. I just finished them up this morning. And, you know, you've got the flyweight finale and the welterweight finale from the Ultimate Fighter Season 33 show. These names will become hopefully household names as they go along. A couple of undefeated fighters in there. You got Joseph Morales, Daniil Dashenko, Rodrigo, I'll get his name down, Cezinando, and Alibi Idris. Idris?
Yeah,
Do you
I mean,
not?
that one's on you, Buff. That's why you get paid the big bucks. You'll figure it out.
That's all right. We'll all be well oiled. The machine will be well oiled by show night, and John and
Yeah.
I and everybody and Joe will all be in sync with everything. Brian Battle's coming back against Nursultan
You're
Rizaboyev.
talking about the prelims. Get to the main card, Buff. No offense to those guys.
Yeah, but
you
look
gotta
at the
pre-
prelims. You've got Edson
Yeah.
Barboza, Drakkar Klose, Chase Hooper, Alexander Hernandez, Jessica Andrade, and Lupi Godinez, you know,
Yeah, it's a great
Mearshart,
fight.
and Ole Chachuk, and Bobby Green, excuse me, against Diego
Yeah.
Ferreira.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. That is an actual show in itself. Stop right there. Okay,
right.
now let's
Yeah,
get
and
into
we're
the
not even
main
getting to
card.
the part we got to pay yet.
Yeah, now we'll get into the main card pay. This is why you pay. Tim Elliott, always exciting. Kai Asakura, second fight in. What is it, Rini champion?
Ryzen.
Ryzen champion. You can tell
Yep.
I never announced that show. Jared Cannonier, number 9 contender against Michael Venom Page. Always exciting when he comes in. Let's see how flamboyant Michael is against Jared Cannonier. I don't think you should get too showboaty against Jared Cannonier.
Yeah, no, MVP is a minus 200 favorite, too, so there's going to be a little more pressure on him to not only shine, but to do so with some style points. We'll see if he, does his selfies and things like that he likes to do sometimes mid-fight. But, it's interesting. The entire B side of the card, the entire blue corner, they're all favorites.
Really? I haven't seen
Yeah.
that yet.
Well, or on the
Interesting.
main card, at least, yeah.
Well, Michael's a very entertaining fighter and just a cool guy to begin with, just seeing him, outside the octagon. Jeff Neal and Carlos Pradas, really, the blue side is all favorites. It's interesting.
Everybody on the blue side, yeah.
Lerone Murphy and Aaron Pico. And here we get down to the big one. Dragos Duplessis, Khamzat,
Yeah,
Chimaev.
that's going to be a crazy
Duplessis
one.
says-
I mean, well, go ahead.
Khamzat is the favorite.
Yeah, minus
think-
186 is the last line I saw on him.
I don't think Duplessis will have it any other way. I mean, I always say that Dracus is the Rocky of MMA. I mean, he's unorthodox. He hits you from all different angles. He always finds a way to win. He says that this is the biggest fight of his life, which is necessary for a goal that he has in his career, and he's
Yeah.
absolutely correct. This is the fight he needs to win, as he needs to win every single fight. But Khamzat's a beast. He's an absolute beast. This is going to be. Do you see this as being stand up?
It's better for DDP if it's a stand-up fight. I mean, if it's a grappling fight, who wants to go to the floor and get dragged through the mud by Hamza?
No.
Nobody.
No.
But that's the thing about Dricus is he's so. This sounds bad, but he's so weird looking when he fights. He does everything ugly, but it works for him. Like if you were to watch Dricus fight and have him come into your gym, and he'd be the last guy you would think you would want to give your students, a seminar, because like just what he does, it only works for him, Buff. And
Right.
maybe that's the kryptonite to Hamzat, because when Hamzat's firing all cylinders, I mean it's a tough night for anybody. But I think Hamzat's the rightful favorite here. We'll see if that gets closer to 2-1 as the fight edges closer. But DDP is a guy that I don't want to pick against him, Bruce, because every time I think, I saw something that's a hole in his game, he just ends up being fine doing what he does.
How favored is Hamzat in this fight?
Minus 186.
Well, I'm not. I don't bet fights, but you know what I always say. I'm not big on the betting 100 to win 50,
Yeah,
but betting
I feel
100 to win $186.
yeah.
Duplessis the bet.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
if you want to do a parlay, you take all the favorites in the main card and you see what happens. Who knows?
yeah. Those
With
little
Duplessis,
parlays can
with
be big
Duplessis,
money sometimes.
huh?
Those little parlays can be big money sometimes.
I guess if people do it again, I don't bet fights, but I'm always made the best man and woman win, and that's what I look forward to every night. I go in to announce everybody equally and equal opportunity announcer for everybody. But I'm very excited about this fight. The main event and the car's going to go off. I'm sure the arena is going to be sold out. I hear tickets are being scalped for big money again.
Yeah,
You know,
it's been a little while since UFC's returned to Chicago. By the way, one of the greatest cities on the planet. Coming from the Midwest myself, Chicago is kind of my hometown, but on steroids. It's very similar to Minneapolis in a lot of ways, and I'm bummed I'm not going to be there, Buff. But have a good time for me.
the Windy City. You know what? I get in Friday night. I got the show Saturday, and I'm out Sunday before noon. So the usual routine for me. I'm sure I'll get a nice dinner in on Friday night, and it's all about show day, babe. It's all about show day.
Yeah.
Get that thing going. Those fans are going to be rabid at that show. Definitely. How many people does how many seats rather does the United Center have? It's got to be
It got to be about
20,000.
18 to 20, 22, something like that, with the floor being open for seats, something like that.
Okay. Well, the energy is going to be strong for sure. Definitely for sure. All right. A lot of USC stuff coming up, and then my next show after this is I'm off for 2 weeks, and then I go to Paris.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for that
And my
show.
wife has been bothering me about going to Paris for the last decade. She's like, you could get on one of these UFC events in Paris and you could just fly me over. I'm like, no, I don't get to make those decisions. And, when I'm not
No,
assigned
that's
to a
not the.
Paris show, I
It's
feel
only
good about it. Because,
it's only a decision if your hiree, the people you work for, are paying for her ticket.
well,
That's not a decision. It's your
that's not
decision if
happening.
you're paying for the
That's not
ticket.
happening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're
yeah.
paying for the ticket, that's the decision.
Right, sure.
Well, it is a city of love, TJ.
It is. And thankfully, my wife should love me without having to take her to the city of love.
Has she has she ever been to Paris?
No, she's never been to Europe before. I've actually never been to Europe.
Okay, well, I mean, listen, when you go to Paris, your first visit especially, it's tourist time. Tourist time.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's Eiffel Tower, it's the Louvre, it's all that. To definitely see all of that.
Someday,
And
Buff.
have your outdoor cafes, I mean, on and on and on. Where we stay is a little bit on the outskirts of Paris, but, transportation's easy. It is what it is.
You get to see the city a little bit more when you don't stay in the dead middle of it, which sounds counterintuitive. But when you have to travel around a little bit, you start to see things on the way. And sometimes, when you're being a tourist, the best thing that you might do on your trip is something that you figured out or found out about when you're trying to go somewhere else.
I would love to stay a couple extra days, in a prime situation, whatever I was doing. But the very next week is Noche.
Yep. I'll
San
be at that
Antonio.
one. I don't know if I'll be at the UFC for Noche proper, but Eddie Bravo's bringing EBI to San Antonio the night before Noche. So
Oh, really? There's no UFC grappling event the night before or power slot?
not a UFC branded one, but an EBI one, which is on UFC Fight Pass.
Okay. All right. Well, supporting the cause all the way around. All right, some exciting stuff. Chicago this week. Big show. Is there another show the week after? Apex?
You're putting me on the spot, Buff. I don't have the schedule in front of me, and I think basically 1 week at a time now at this point. But
Okay. 43 shows next year. 43 shows.
that's a lot. That means you only got 9 weekends in the entire year without a UFC event.
I know. Well, I won't be doing all 43 shows.
Right, 100%. But still, like MMA fans, that $12.99 is going to be getting you access to absolutely everything. There's going to be a lot of fights.
Hey, it's worth it. I'll say it one last time. Congratulations to the UFC. Congratulations to the sport of MMA. Congratulations on the $7.7 billion deal. Because stated very simply, very solidly, it's good for everybody. And that'll be shown over the next couple years.
Yep.
Definitely. When's Amanda Nunes coming back?
No date yet. I think the timeline they were looking for was by the end of the year. Maybe that doesn't, come to fruition this year. Maybe it's early next year. But, I mean, it's definitely going to happen within the next, I'd probably say 6 to 9 months.
And when does the Paramount deal actually start?
January. I don't know if it's January 1, but I believe it's the first event for the UFC in January will be a Paramount show.
Okay. All right. I'll say one thing, man. When that was announced, every media source you looked at, every social media source, TV, I
Yeah.
mean, there was a TKO made a big media push, or people just picked it up and said, we got to talk about this.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, it's a big deal.
it's a,
Again, especially for a combat sport. I mean, you know this better than me, Bruce. You know what it was like when, boxing was on network television. That was boxing's prime. Um, Combat sports don't really get that sort of love anymore. And UFC is doing something that, I mean, there's no boxer that's on network television. There's no boxing. I mean, did you ever think we live in a world where MMA would have a home on, terrestrial over the air television and boxing wouldn't? I never saw that coming.
no, in that respect to that quote, no. In respect to the fact that we will get there eventually, I always knew it was going to be one of the biggest thing in fighting sports, if not the biggest. I
Right.
believe that from day one. Just needed to be refined when I started, because when I started, it was a spectacle. So,
And I don't know if this is something that boxing has done to themselves to where they haven't been able to make a deal to get on a network platform. But the fact that the UFC is a mainstay on network television, where boxing, I can't recall boxing in my lifetime being on network television, Buff,
oh,
at
well,
all.
you got to remember the wide world of sports.
Yeah,
You know,
but I wasn't alive when that was a thing.
okay,
Really,
Tuesday night fights.
that wasn't that on ESPN?
That was ESPN, so that's not network. Uh,
Yeah,
no, no. Wide world of sports. That's boxing on that.
that was like the '70s and '80s.
Okay, well, so I'm dating myself, but yeah, I was a kid
I'm just
watching it.
saying, Bob. I'm 41 years old, and the idea of boxing on network television seems crazy to me.
Well, again, the one thing is the UFC is so big where there's all these different boxing promoters, and except for the one current promoter, His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh, who's putting so many events on, with my legendary brother Michael Buffer announcing the main events. That's a big move in boxing, and that's still keeping a lot. And let's face it, this Crawford Canelo fight is huge.
Yeah,
That's one of the biggest boxing fights ever, as witnessed by the prices being charged for the tickets and the publicity for it. And it still blows me away. It's on the same night as UFC Noche, but so be it. You know.
yeah. I mean, Dana's gonna probably be at the boxing event. I get it, but that's the other thing too. The fact that the UFC and Dana is so ingrained in this boxing, um, Dana's promoting two shows in one night essentially.
The man's a maverick. He's got the Midas touch. He makes things happen. So here's another example of it. He knows what he's doing, and his round table of powers that be that work with him, they know what they're doing, and they're so far so good, making all the right decisions, as witnessed by, and the last thing I'll say it today, is the Paramount deal, $7.7 billion for 7 years.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
So
Good
crazy.
for them. Congratulations. Congratulations, UFC. Cheers to you, Dana. Cheers to everybody at TKO. Okay. I've been watching on Dexter Resurrection TV.
I haven't looked at this one yet. Is it good? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Not to give anything away. It's good. It's
I'll
real
have to
good.
look into it.
So my TV recommendations are Dexter Resurrection uh, and Hard Knocks if you like football with the Buffalo Bills. That's pretty good too. And what I'm excited about is Tulsa King returns to Paramount Plus. Okay. The Sylvester Stallone series, Tulsa King, which I highly recommend. Season 3. And season 3, they're bringing back, I think, Samuel Jackson is going to be added to the show, which should add a lot of life to
Nice.
the show that has a lot of life, period. But Stallone's reprising his role as was it Dwight the General Manfredi. It's so perfect for Sylvester Stallone. I really like that. I'm looking forward to that. I watched Jurassic Park the other night, the latest
The
one.
newest one?
Yeah, the newest one. Have you watched? Do you watch those shows, the movies?
I've seen I think most of the Jurassic Parks. I'm
Yeah,
happy to be able to say that I've seen something on the show for once, but I've not seen the latest one now.
yeah. Scarlett Johansson, she carries the movie. The movie's just exciting romp, lot of fun. But it's funny. The day after I watched it, when you think about how they, the archaeologists, paleontologists, whatever the term is for the people that
Right.
study dinosaurs, uh, the Texas floods washed away debris and dirt, and they uncovered 100 million year old dinosaur tracks. right, in Texas.
That's bananas.
But it just blows me away how they figure that out. You
Yeah.
know, you see a thing in the ground, it's like, what do you do to test it to know it's 100 million years old?
Right. I think Eddie Bravo might have something to say about that, but
I'm sure
I
Eddie
really
Bravo would
wouldn't
have
say.
something to say about that, without question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without question. Okay, a couple of little tidbits. It's Time Cologne. Still knocking it down. Everybody check this out. I'm real proud of this. This is my cologne and toiletry products. You can go to itstimebb.com or just go on Amazon for school gifts for your sons going back to school, back to college, whatever the case might be. But the sales have been through the roof, and I want to thank everybody. And I haven't done this yet today, but okay.
There
I'm
you
going
go.
to work out. I might as well smell good, right?
Yeah, good generous spritz never hurt anybody.
Little generous spritz for sure. Updated news: the It's Time Sports Card and Esports Center that I am opening up with my partners in Agoura Hills, California. Get ready, folks. You can follow this on Instagram. It's Time Sports Cards, Esports. Just look up It's Time Sports Cards. You'll find it. It's got my image on it. And on TikTok too. Follow the trends. The evolutionary process over the next 3 months. We're opening up in October to see what this 8,000 square foot center is going to be like. People like opening cards, ripping cards. We have ripping rooms. We have streaming rooms for streamers and go in. Esports room. We're 8,000 square feet. I mean, there's a bunch of separate areas, and it's going to be like the Chuck E. Cheese of sports cards and esports.
That's awesome.
Very excited. We're going to be open till like midnight on the weekdays and 2 a.m. on weekends because people are going to be spending a lot of time there. Aside from the fact that when new cards get released by Fanatics, by Pokemon, whatever, I mean, it's a major sports card store. You're going to have access to all of that. I was talking to Logan Paul the other day, and he's like, got to come down and rip me open some cards. He's really big on that stuff. A lot of people. TJ, I can't believe the amount of money these streamers ripping open sports cards.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's staggering.
And, Buff, it's interesting because I'm not really in that world, but anytime I'm scrolling on Instagram, if I see someone ripping open cards, I stop and watch, and I don't know why. I have no idea why, but
Really?
I find it compelling.
Interesting. Well, Kobe Bryant's card, a Logo Man auto card, one of one, just sold at private auction, $2.3 million. It blows me away the amount of money that some of these cards are going for.
But I mean, a 101. I mean, you've talked about this forever. Like the market dictates the value, so that's the value of the card. If it's sold for that, that's what it's worth, and I don't see that going down.
Two of my Fanatics cards with the piece of my tuxedo in them, like one of 25 made. Two of them one went for over 1,000 last week, and then one that was a higher number, not even a limited edition, went for $600.
Yeah, well, are those cards worth the amount of that suit? I'm very curious. You rip apart a suit for 25 cards, Buff. They better be worth something.
Better be. I'd still rather have the suit back, but the cards are out there.
I understand.
Okay. No,
I mean,
in this
how
case,
much of the suit can I put back together if I get all 25 cards?
oh please, a sleeve, a partial
All right.
sleeve. Anyway, it's very cool how they do that. Shauna Atani's back in the news again, not for the positive thing we talked about last week with the 1,000 hits, but now he and his agent are being accused of sabotaging $240 million in a Hawaii real estate project. Whatever. It's a lawsuit, whatever the case might be.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about that. Like, let's be honest. You think Shohei's actually the guy who's doing nefarious things? If, in fact,
No.
nefarious things are being done? It's
No.
always hard, Bruce, because when you are someone that comes into money through sports or acting, your face is recognizable, and you get into these other business deals because you have that money. And if something goes south, you're the one who gets posterized as the villain. When in all reality, let's be honest, the people that are getting into these investments, they're just paying someone to do everything. And yeah, I mean, I guess choose your clan wisely, but I'm not trying to give Shohei any sort of benefit of the doubt necessarily, but like it does seem to me that he's been involved in some pretty nefarious situations over the last couple of years, and at least the first go around really didn't have anything to do with him, it seems.
Well, I don't like people handling my money except my stockbroker. for that little bit of diversification I have over there. I try to stay in control of everything. I read all this stuff, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
But again,
sure.
I'm not. Shohei Otani's worth what? 200,
Oh,
300
I mean,
million,
he's a
whatever.
billion-dollar franchise player,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, exactly. These baseball salaries are just phenomenal. But more power to him. All the good. All the good. Just be careful. Lawsuits. I don't like lawsuits. They go on forever, and the attorneys get rich.
Yep.
And that's what's going to happen here. All right, TJ, let me see here. Is any other exciting stuff? That's really it. Just the bad news. I'm not even going to go over it. Just so
It's
much.
tough. It's
So
tough.
much. Yeah. All this. Okay. All right. What's up, TJ?
I'm again not in my studio. I haven't been in my studio for a month, Bruce. Like I haven't even literally stepped foot in it. I'm in Vegas, PGF. Week 4 is tonight, which is Wednesdays. People can check it out as they hear this on YouTube. PGF World, pretty innovative take on a league-based grappling concept, which has been a ton of fun. I got boxing coming up on Friday night, so this is the day of this release. You can see Omar Trinidad, who's the king of LA. He's one of Tom Loeffler's prized pupils with 360 Promotions. That's going to be live on Fight Pass on Friday, so tune in and check it out.
Very cool. Very cool. And my brother is in London, I think, or he's in, London or Riyadh. I forget. There's a big boxing event this weekend. But I am going to be in Chicago doing UFC. I look forward to seeing everybody from the Octagon for that show. It's going to be off the hook, shall we say. So really good. I can't wait to start roaring from the Octagon on Saturday. And until then, lots to do, so it's time to go, and I wish everybody all the best. TJ, I wish you the best. Have a great week ahead. Everybody set your goals, write them down, so when you step on that yellow brick road to your future, you be the best you can be, and then you're winning. And that's what we're all about on It's Time Radio, is winning. So best to you. Big cheers. Be a role model to your sphere of influence, and have a great week. Be safe, everybody. Enjoy. Cheers. Thank you.